Hello, lovers of whiskey and watchers of YouTube. I am the Malt activist. And no, I am not making that a catchphrase. Don't you worry. So, this is what's been happening. We have now gone through 6 whiskeys out of a possible 8 from the DIAGEO Special Release 2020. We have found, of the 6, 5 wanting.
You have been weighed.
You have been measured.
And you absolutely
have been found wanting.
Definitely wanting. In fact, 3 of those 5 definitely a lot more wanting than the others. Like, when I say a lot more wanting, I mean terrible. So 3 terrible whiskeys, 2 kinda okay decent ones, 1 Lagavulin 12 CaskStrength, my favorite so far, good whiskey. Which brings us to whiskey number 7, second last of the lot. And this is the Singleton, 17 years old. Alright, as I mentioned in the earlier videos, I do not have a good history with Singleton. You know, they had those flat green bottles. The Singleton of Dufftown, I mean. The Singleton of Glenord, I've had a few. Very nice. But the Singleton of Dufftown is... let's just say it's not at the top of my list of whiskeys that I would take on a deserted island. In fact, it's at the bottom of that list. Which means I'm kinda like ready for it to like piss me off and disappoint me, because so far most of the whiskeys have done that. And you know, normally I'll take a couple of days break in between videos, but I literally just finished recording the video for the Pittiweg 30, and I think there's some residual anger that's carrying forward into this video, which is not fair. If you see me like overly aggressive right from the start, so I apologize in advance, but emotions are running high, you know, and there's nothing I can do about it right now. So, other than really hope that a whiskey that has always disappointed me tastes nice today. Will that happen? I mean, stranger things have happened. Do you think something like this could happen? I don't know. Yes, please take a look at what generic whiskey looks like. This is the face of generic whiskey. This is the face of whiskey made by someone who's got one eye on his phone and he's playing, I don't know, Fruit Ninja. Before we do that, let's take a look at what the official literature says. I won't read through the whole thing because I did it last time and it's too long. Mellow and mild overall. Everybody, like all the whiskeys, they start, it's so mellow, it's so mild. That means it's that has no character. With hardly any prickle. They've written this like, almost every single whiskey they've written this. Mellow and mild with hardly any prickle. What does that mean? That means there's no spices. It's hard to find like flavors. Why the would you do this? The first impression is honeycomb, spun honey, and a trace of beeswax. Oh my god. Delicate honey in a whiskey. Wow. So groundbreaking. Beneath this is a faint floral note of dry grass. Unbelievable. Never smelled dry grass before in a whiskey. With fresh orchard fruits. Orchard fruits. What the hell are those? I wonder. A little water softens the nose and adds pear drop boiled sweets. A little water softens the nose. A little water destroys the whiskey. At natural strength, the texture is creamy smooth. This is the palate. Intense and sweet overall. Both drying and slightly coating as the hint of beeswax appears. That means there is no journey. Nothing happens from nose to palate. It's that same one-dimensional whiskey all the way through down to your stomach till you piss it away. Now watch this whiskey be absolutely amazing and me having to eat my own words, which I will gladly do. I would like nothing better than to be humiliated right now. And for people to like take clips of this video and say, whiskey expert has meltdown, but then has to eat his own words or has to drink his own whiskey. I would gladly do that. But do you think that's gonna happen? I don't think so. It's not a bad nose. It's not a bad nose. I mean, it could have been garbage, but it's not. It's quite fruity with hints of honey. So they weren't lying. Let's let's give them that. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed out right now because if this tastes amazing. Okay, sorry, I haven't even told you anything. So this is a Singleton of Dufftown, distilled in 2002, bottled at 55.1%. It's 17 years old, and that's all we know about it. Okay, so this is matured in refill American hogshead, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's a whiskey. I mean, it's not a bad nose. And what they don't mention is that limestone, that minerality, found everywhere in all the 7 whiskeys that I've had so far. I don't know, what are they doing? Are they like dropping limestone in the casks? Okay, so fine, not a bad nose. Let's see. Why? Like, why do I do this? Why? Why did I decide? Why did I decide to do this? To go down this road of mediocrity, knowing exactly what I was going to find at the end of the road. It was going to be another pile of mediocrity. Just, there's nothing. There's nothing in these whiskeys that you will say, I found something new. I discovered a nuance that I didn't know existed before. That there's something that little extra special. There's something that I can't put my finger on that I really like. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. It's like someone tasted it and went, oh my god, that's a bit remarkable. Let's add something else to it so that it just nobody notices this whiskey when they drink it. It shouldn't stand out. Let's make sure it doesn't stand out. That was the brief. That was the brief from DIAGEO to all these distilleries that said, give us your most mundane whiskeys that don't have a chance of standing out and that nobody will be able to recognize. In fact, you know what? We don't care. We'll just mix up all the different whiskeys and put them in different sample bottles and no one will know. No whiskey expert in the world will be able to sit down with the Dalwhinnie 30 or the Singleton 17 or the Pittivac 30 or whatever other whiskey I tried and be able to tell the difference. Look, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with this whiskey. There's just nothing wrong with it. But there's nothing right with it either. It's just another whiskey that needs to be added to another whiskey, and then it needs another like 30 other whiskeys to be added to it, and that's what it needs to be bottled at. And that's what it should be doing. They're taking these whiskeys that have no business being released as single malts, you know, and just you know, releasing them into like a crowd of unsuspecting people who are like, hey, my God, do you know there's a Malt 21 in the special release, and there's a Singleton 17. I've never had the 17 Singleton before or whatever, and they'll go, and those poor bastards, they'll go buy those whiskeys, and then they won't even. I feel so bad, when you buy something you really want to like it, and I feel bad for those people who are going to buy these whiskeys and then not like it. And then, not say anything. And then DIAGEO will release another special release in 2021. Look, like I said, nah. Is there anything wrong with it? No. Am I calling a friend over and saying, dude, guess what? I have a bottle of the Singleton 17-year-old and the Dufftown distillery, and it's part of the DIAGEO special release 2020. So, come over and bring dark chocolate and nachos and cheese or whatever it is that people eat with whiskey. And I would never do that because my friend would come over and be like, dude, you had me get out of bed for this. At least make my trip worthwhile. At least, the gas money I'm spending, at least make that worthwhile. I told you that I was carrying residual aggression from the previous video, and I think it kind of shows, and I apologize for that. And I just want to make sure that I don't mean to offend anyone, and but I'm just really upset at the fact that the overall whiskey industry is facing this sort of level of mediocrity, which is being applauded, which is the work of the marketing team and the PR team, and they're putting this shit out day after day because people are buying it. And then they're making it seem like, oh my God, we just dug gold out from the earth and gave it to you. No, you didn't. You found everything that was mediocre about this industry and you put it in a package and you sent it over to me. And now I'm sitting here shouting at a camera lens because my feelings have been hurt. Much better liquid. Okay, so all I can say is we have one more whiskey to go, and that's going to be the Talisker 8. And if I don't like the Talisker 8, oh my God, I'm gonna break this camera. No, why should I break my own camera? No, I'm going to leave a scathing review because that is all I can do, is leave a scathing review and show how absolutely indignant and upset and irritated I am by the state of current affairs in the whiskey industry. So on that note, thank you for joining me for this whiskey review. I'm the Malt activist. Until next time.